Doing a teaching today. If you want to see the slides, you're going to have to go to my Facebook page. But otherwise, we are talking today about the power of video. And I'm going to give you some steps to go from ghosting yourself to posting for yourself because I'm clever. All right. So here's the deal, everybody. What I find is, and I do this myself. So I'm Arden. Most of you guys watching know that. But I find that the hardest thing for me to do is to actually sit down and record because I can find 1,000 reasons not to. That's why yesterday, if you see my video, my Instagram post from yesterday, I was in curlers because I wanted to tell you and had no makeup on. I don't even know if I'd washed my face after I'd been to the gym. I'd taken a shower, but not washed my face for some reason. But there are so many things that are going to keep us from posting. And the biggest thing is ourselves and thinking we don't know how to do it. So this class is simply to teach you some basic steps to empower you to post. It's not hard once you practice. And I get that. I fully get that sometimes you just got to practice. So what we're going to cover how important video actually is for your business. We're going to cover the fears that people have. I'm going to tell you quickly who I am and how I can be qualified as an expert to teach this. Then I'm going to give you 5 steps to really and truly help you post video better. And then if you want to connect with me, if you want some help with this, if you want some coaching, I love teaching people how to make money and using your personal brand to make money. So I can't wait to do it. So first thing, who's in the room? I know, Nika, you're in the room. If anyone else is on live with me, if you want to share with me who's on here, I'd love to see it. Also know we in the Carolinas are having crazy storms, so you might not be able to tell me. But this works for everyone. This works for I've given this presentation to CEOs of businesses. I've given it to someone just starting out in their business. I've given it to people who have never been on camera, to people like me who have been on camera since they were little. So I am going to assure you this is not you have to be in a beauty pageant to do this. And I say that for my Miss North Carolina girls. There's Miss North Carolina is going on right now. So pageant people are perfect at this, but you don't have to be. So guys, here's the stats. This is why this matters. 91% of consumers want to see more online video. They want to see that content from your brand. The reason they want to see it is because video does not lie. You can stumble. You can post a perfectly curated photo, but a lot of times video is going to show you the truth of who you are. It's going to show your brand, and people still want to do business with people. No matter if you are only focused on your community and that's all you need. You need people within a 20-mile radius to know about you, or sorry, didn't put my phone on do not disturb Instagram. Or if you want to be a national or international brand, they need to see your face. If you want to be speaking, especially, they need to see your face. They don't need a pitch deck. They need to see you. Even if you don't have a great voice, I have a face for TV. I do not have a voice for radio. So the face helps me get past some of this weird voicing that I have. 86% of marketing professionals use video as a marketing tool. It's just quick and easy. It's something that you can put a video on and walk around the room and still listen to the person. 66% of consumers find short form videos to be the most engaging type. And this is what this is for, guys. This is for that 45 to 60 second video. This is not the pure this is not like your hero video. This is not that video that you send out that is a big commercial. This is your everyday, every other day, 45 to 60 second, who I am, why you want to work with me, and why I want to work with you type video. And the biggest thing is 92% of video marketing say they've gotten good ROI from video. You know, Nika, you and I were just talking about this. What's the return on this investment for me? The return on investment is, as I said yesterday, the minute I put myself on the 14-day challenge, I booked 2 different speaking engagements. I had somebody else, I was pitching a client to go speak locally, and they were like, oh, we'd love to have her, but we want you too, because we've seen your videos. So we've seen your videos. We've seen your videos. We see what makes you different, right? We see what makes you a better author. We see why your writing process works. We see why you and IV Hydration, or why your shot bar is more interesting. We see you. That's what people want. So why is video so scary? The hitch in the video giddy up is this: they are scary, and they are hard, and they are not at all fun. Again, as I said at the beginning, guys, I love a camera. I will tell you a story. When I was 5, my mom put me in dance because I was dancing around all the time. I did not want to complete dance. I was bored with it. I did not want to go every week. I didn't want to practice. I didn't want to do any of the things. But she'd already bought the costume, and since the costume was bought, we are finishing this year of dance. The minute I got on stage, I loved it. Apparently, I ran off stage and said, Mama, I love dance. So when I tell you I love a stage, I love a stage. I also will have people say, I need you to make videos for me, and I hate it. I am not going to lie. It is just obnoxious until I got used to it. Another thing I hear all the time is the tools are not easy to use, or I'm not paying someone else to do it. There are tools that I can give you to use that will help you tremendously, and I'm going to give you those. And truthfully, for us, there feels like there's always something else to do, right? There's either something else in our business, we've got someone else to answer to, we've got laundry to fold, we've got life to life. And if you take a minute to think about it, if promoting yourself and creating a video was what you wanted to do, it's last on your list. We have to acknowledge that. I say all of these because we're acknowledging them, but we're not giving them power over us. So today we're going to get over this. We're just going to get over it. Here's how we're going to do it. We're going to determine the topic of each video. And each video is going to have one topic. You do not need to solve the world's problems. And even, so Nika, you're on here. It's not the topic of all IV hydration. It's what does a vitamin C drip do, right? Like that's a big one coming up that they're talking about how it has cancer saving properties, or cancer patient. So look into that. We'll talk about that when we do some work. But what does a fat burner shot do? People are still asking me about my weight loss program. What did semaglutide do for you? What's that one thing that we can talk about? Learning how to start and close a video. And I did this purposely. You've got to start, open it. It should be open and close, right? If we're talking about this start and finish, that's not how we're going to do it. We're going to start it, and then we're going to close it with a call to action. Setting up your phone camera. What are the settings? Your phones, no matter what they are, have better settings than what you realize, and they're going to make you look better. Then we're going to just record. We're going to freaking do the thing. And then we're going to find the publishing tools that work for us. So again, if you're on Instagram, it's much better to hop over here. And if you've got questions on any of things, let me know. Here's who I am. This is one of my feeds that I thought was just so funny, because I told this in a class the other day. I was like, here I am in Italy looking like a goddess. And then here I am right beside that in Italy looking like a troll. So both of these can be possible. And you can post looking like a goddess or looking like a troll, either one. All of these get likes and views. You don't always have to be the goddess. You just don't.
Arden, what happens when you think you look like a goddess and then you look like a troll?
I don't think that's possible. You know what happens? We figure out the right positioning and the right filter in the camera. Okay. Truthfully, I do not mind a filter. I don't, because there are days when my lines are just so deep and I'm really trying to not be on Botox because it wasn't doing well for my body. So I'm like detoxing my body, and I'm just having to embrace, like Justine Bateman. I'm going to have to embrace these. Yeah. And I have to go, Arden, you are 45 tomorrow. You are not your 4-year-old niece with perfect skin.
Yeah. It's hard when I look at my 24-year-old daughter with this voluptuous face, and
God, I know.
And then I look at myself like, well, you
I
know.
was that once.
I
That's
was
why
that once. 10 years ago, 4 years ago. I'm like, "What the heck happened to me?" And I'm like,
oh, I know.
I preach embracing this whole thing, but man, it's easy to preach embracing yourself when you know, look great. And then, you know, I saw a meme when someone said something like, "These fitness models or influencers are great, but come see me when I'm 40. Come see me when I'm 50."
Yeah,
It's true. You know, 20s and 30s, you're rocking it.
you
You're rocking
are.
it. This is a
And
struggle, but
and
this
the
is
thing
our
is,
thing.
Jennifer Aniston, she's a great example of like she looks great at 50, but
Yeah.
Jennifer Aniston is paid to look great at 50. And she
Yeah.
also worked her fanny off,
Yeah.
right? Like
Yeah.
I don't if I had that, if it was my job to look that good all the time, I would do it. And I also have to realize that I'm not Jennifer Aniston. She and I
No.
may have the same exact hair, which we do, but that's where the similarities end.
Yeah.
And I,
But you know what? The reality is now that I am at this point in my life, which is, like I said, part of what I do is really my goal is working with women who are now having these hormonal changes where it's like, what the heck? But you are still a professional. So you're used to looking and feeling a certain way in and out of your clothes. And now you kind of look like that with the clothes on. And I
uh-huh.
always used to have a saying, I like to look good in my underwear, not my clothes.
Yeah.
So, you know, not in vain reasons, but just to be nice and lean and toned. And
Mhm.
when you're at that point where now you're losing that and you're all over the place trying to get it back, you know, and I see all the things that people are probably doing behind the scenes that they're not necessarily sharing.
And that's a really interesting and that could be something. So, in looking at you and what you want to share on video, it could be, hey, let me dig into that. So that's one thing I do talk about with video is what am I willing to share? And if I start to see something that's impacting me,
Mhm.
let's see if it would impact other people. And a
Right.
lot of people don't talk about it. Like I will
Mhm.
post pictures. Now I work out with a lot of like 20 and 30-year-olds and they look 20 and 30
Yeah.
and that the Lululemon fits them just right and I think I look awesome and my gym has
Yeah.
actually I'm going to be doing some things for them next month but at the end of the day like my body's really strong
That's
and
right.
I have to accept that it might just be that's part of your story as well is leaning into that next generation who's going to resonate with that because
Yeah.
again looking at you and looking at me truth be told if you look at this picture of me most people want to look like that
Yeah.
and I am
People say that all
fully
the
aware
time.
that most people do.
At my job, I'm 46. I turned 46 yesterday. And
Users.
when I was 45 or just this last year, these young girls were like, "What? How old are you?" And I'm like, "I'm 45." And they're like, "You must work out all the time." And I'm like, "You know, I don't work out all the time." I said, "But when I was your age, I did work out all the time. And I used to run marathons." I said, "And I used to run to the gym, do my class, and then that night I was back there doing Pilates." I said, "And I only work 3 days a week and the rest of my life was devoted to working out." I said, "And I ate healthy because this was my life." But
Yeah.
I'm telling you, once I got closer to 40, 38, 40, 42, that's when I started noticing, wow, some things are really shifting. But you're right. I have to learn. Like, I can't compete with my 35-year-old running marathon body. That just
Uh-uh.
isn't happening.
No.
But like you said, most people are always complimenting me like, "Dang, girl, you look good."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "What?" And all I could think in my head is, "Well, I got this little belly going on, and I got this
Uh-huh.
little piece on the side that I hate, and I don't think my butt has the same elasticity. And when I look at my face, I'm seeing the lines." And then you have people say, "Wow, you know."
Well, and maybe I would encourage you to jot that down. Like, hey, what does this mean? And how can I start to share this with my business?
Mhm.
Because you have a business. Tell everybody what your business is.
My business is women medical weight loss, specifically to women, you know, and beauty and wellness.
What's the name of it?
New Nava Health.
Right. So lean into that. Lean into what you're doing. We talked about this. Like, I'm a publicist. Who am I? I'm a publicist and I have to look on point. I thought I had to look on point all the time. What I
Right.
figured out was I have great skin and
Mhm.
I am funny. So
Yeah.
people actually relate to me more if I'm not perfect. They
Yeah.
like This girl gets a lot of like slides into the DMs for reasons I don't want. This girl gets, hey, I kind of like to do business with you. What does that look like?
Mhm.
And you trust that. So,
Right.
other things about me, I have a talk show. It's called Arden's Chats. It's super fun. It's a passion project. I also always say this on these guys. I have a family. They just are all very private. So my cats are my family. Bruce and Clyde.
Yeah.
That's all I have.
We're crying.
My old man cats. Bruce and Clyde are the PR cats that are way more popular than me. So, okay, girl, let's dive into this. Let's dive into the work.
All right, let's do it.
Tip number 1, stick to that one topic, guys. One topic. You do not have to cover everything. So this beautiful lady right here, her topics could include how her hair, how she gets her curls. To me, how do you get that part so perfect? That could be a whole video, how she got that part so perfect, because my hair is crazy. Also, we don't have the same texture, but that could be a video. How do I get my part so perfect? How did I cuff this? How did I style my blazer and shirt? That could be a video.
Yeah.
How are my teeth so white? That could be a video. How are my cheeks so plump? How do I have the exact highlighting? That could be a video. There are videos within this one picture of this beautiful woman that you probably don't see until you pick it apart. So when you think about what you want to be saying, if you want to plan out video, you need to think about what is one thing that people in weight loss need to know.
Okay.
80% is what you eat, 20% is how you move your body.
Mm-hmm.
Right? But also move your body. We are not meant to be sedentary creatures. I was listening to, I should send you this podcast. Rob Lowe, his Literally podcast, guys, he was talking about how he stays so slim. And he was in Africa following around a tribe, and he and his wife. And he said they walked everywhere they went. They didn't get up and think about intermittent fasting, and they didn't think I've got to eat every 2 hours. They ate when the earth produced something to eat. Now, we as Americans, we eat when we feel like walking. Most of us watching this, if you have the ability to start a business or own a business, you are super blessed, because then you can just walk to your counter. Whether you feel like you're eating butter sandwiches, you're eating something. Right. So stay on that one topic. A next topic, it should be a teaching tool or a selling tip. Or a teaching tip, or you're selling something. Teach, and I have a rule for myself. I teach in about 70% of my clips, and I sell in 30%. I get very frustrated with people when you're constantly selling. And most people I work with are not, hey, Carter, most people I work with are not, they always say I'm not a salesperson, but you have to be selling something. So you're teaching or you're selling. 70% of the things you're just giving tips. So Nika, you're giving tips about how do I stay at 46? I can't run marathons anymore because my knees. So maybe I walk more. Like me, I walk to the gym. I'm going to walk to my next meeting. I keep a walking pattern. Plan several topics for several different videos. So even if I want you to buy my PR course, I want you to work with me, I want you to hire me to speak, I want you to also feel like you're the coolest person in the world and that you matter to everyone, that is not one video. That is several videos. You can stay in the same outfit if you want to. You could say, hey, today I'm going to talk about this for 60 seconds. Tomorrow I'm going to talk about that. But you need to stick to one topic, because that one topic is what they're going to remember. And also it makes it shareable. Like, oh my gosh, this resonated with me today. This felt like, if you start to see things that are shared, it's because one topic was shared. Tip number 2, it's twofold. Start with a question to engage your audience. My biggest pet peeve, and I used to do this so I can say it, is when you start with, hey guys, what's up? We're going to do, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? I don't need a, hey guys, what's up? We are not in person. Start with a question. Have you ever looked at your email list and wondered, how do I make this bigger? Why is it that at 45 tomorrow, I feel like my skin looks better than it did at 35? And it does. What would you think if I told you that posting 7 videos a day would get you a speaking engagement? All of these are questions that lead, for one thing, it takes up 10 seconds. Hey, I'm not in curlers today, RN2 CEO. She loved my curlers yesterday. She just did. I love being wacky. So that takes up the first 10 seconds, is asking that question. At the end, you always have to have a call to action. Otherwise, people don't know what to do with it. Share if you think someone should see this. Send me a DM if you want more information. Click the link in my bio. Click the link below. Learn more by. Thank you. Learn more by. So what we're starting with is a question. We're ending with a call to action. In the middle is that 2 to 3 sentences, truthfully, that's all you need, of what you're actually selling or teaching. So that will take up your 45 seconds. And asking that question, get your audience engaged immediately. And it makes it easier for you, truthfully. Anytime I've taught this and I'm like, hey, start with a question, everyone's face goes, oh my God, I could totally start with a question. Okay. Next things, set up your phone to work for you. All of your phones have as long as they're upgraded enough. Now, if it's a real old phone, you have a free upgrade at this point. Go do it. Cinematic, you do. Record on. Listen, I think my mom called me yesterday and she was like, I think I'm due. I was like, how long's it been? She was like, I could have gotten a new one a year ago. So if you're due for a free upgrade, go take advantage of it.
Yeah.
Cinematic, or I think all of them. If you really get into video, Google phones are the best for video and photos.
However,
phones? Your iPhone, your Android, your all of that has a cinematic. Set it up on cinematic. It will capture the best lighting for you, and it captures your enunciation better.
It's on the phone?
On your what?
It's already on the phone?
On your video portion, you should have a cinematic. So where it says video, I'll take a video when we get off. You should be able to slide over to cinematic.
Okay.
Same thing with your phones with taking pictures, portrait mode. Yeah. Natural Studio, all of that. Instead of taking a photo, take portrait. The other thing, if you're on Reels, slide over to get a softening. I liked a softer filter on me. I don't like the filters that have a lot of stuff going on because, again, we're professional.
Yeah.
But a softer filter generally helps us, and you're not so in people's face. Finding those best angles, that can just take practice. Like, some people know this side is better than this side. Some people film up. I don't like filming down unless I'm leaning down and wanting to teach. But it's just practicing, and it's looking with your camera and going, what do I like best? And again, guys, these are all for your phone. This is not on your laptop. The other is simple filming locations with nice backgrounds. This is a very 2020 rule to film in the same location because it looks like branding. I don't do that anymore. I change my backgrounds because that way people know it's a new setting. They know it's a new video. Also, walking and talking videos tend to do better than just standing still videos, especially if you're teaching. If you're teaching a point, especially for you, Nika, like you're talking about exercise, walking and talking is going to do better for you. It also keeps you on point. If you think you're going to ramble, if you're walking, you don't do it as much. Pop in your AirPods though, so the sound picks up better. Mm-hmm. But definitely, if you're filming, check your background to make sure they can't know how to get into your house and they don't for sure know where you live. Right. Those are safety tips, guys, that are watching this later, because our videos can go everywhere. There's more and more hacking issues. Make sure it's hard to know where you live or what is around you, and how they could get into your house. So a little bit of a safety tip there. Okay. Next, just do it. Just push record. You know the topic, and this is an encouragement. So if you need to come back, you're an expert. You're not getting on here to talk about, like, I'm never going to get on here to tell you how to make a cocktail. Listen, Linda, I don't know. I can tell you the difference between an Olipop and a Celsius, right? Like, I know the difference in fuzzy drinks. I'm an expert in public relations and public speaking. I can tell you how to stay on topic. So I know I can do this. You guys are choosing to get on video or choosing to open businesses because you're experts in healthcare. You're experts in real estate. You're experts in writing fiction. You're experts in your book. Like, one of my authors, I was like, girl, you know what you can do? You have killer books. Just read 15 seconds of a steamy scene and make a video out of that. You've got content. People want to see it. Talk to your video like you're talking to your best friend or your favorite existing customer. That way you feel more comfortable. You can see it's very awkward at the beginning. I am not lying. That it's awkward to just be looking at yourself because, again, we're all looking at our flaws, whether men or women. I taught this class a couple of days ago, and he was like, because I was talking about my hair, and he was like, well, I have no hair, so all I do is stare at my bald head. We do that. So stop it and retrain your brain that you're actually talking to your friend or you're talking to your favorite customer. That way you're just having a conversation. Remember to stick to that topic. That's all. If it's not good, it doesn't matter. You can redo it. But don't redo it up to 10 times. If you keep redoing it and you can't get it right, take a step, walk away, and do something later. I do not like it. The more you keep going, you're going to flub yourself up. Even me, I generally do one take and send it out. Sometimes I'll do 2 or 3, but once I get to the third one, I'm like, that is good enough. This is not, again, I'm not submitting myself to a speaker. I'm not trying to be on a reality show. This is good. This is social media. This is what it needs to do. And it's going to come out. As long as you don't cuss, make an off-color comment, or do something that's like going to get you canceled, which we all know those things are. This isn't a political video. Just do it. And if nothing else, you're good enough. You're smart enough. You're simply enough. You can do this.
And you just turn the phone just this way with your hand?
Yep.
All right.
That's where it's practicing, finding those best angles to practice. But I just go for it. And I will tell you, there are days that I just don't want to. That's why I put myself, and I'll probably put you on just a 14-day challenge. Whether you post it or not, 14 days just forced me to get in the habit. And I'll tell y'all, like, one of the days in the 14 habits, hello, newcomer owner. I didn't want to be on video. I didn't have anything to say. So I took a video of my cats. Like I told y'all, people love them, and did a voiceover over it. So, my sister-in-law, did a voiceover over it. So I can show you guys how to do that too. Here's the deal. You've got to, how and why to publish. I don't know what that first one, okay. Splice. Splice is an incredible editing tool. It is not listed on here because this is all free things. But Splice, if you want to pay, Splice has some free aspects. SPLICE has great free aspects. If you're really getting into video, Splice is awesome. Biggest thing is always have captions on your video. I did on my Ardent Chats, I recorded someone who is deaf. She's able to speak and she's able to hear with her hearing aids, because I was like, girl, this is a podcast. This is a video podcast, and I talk very fast and have small lips. So do I need to get closer for you to read my lips? Do I need to put on bright lipstick? She was like, nope, you're fine. But remember to always tell people to put on closed captions. Putting captions on, all of your tools have captions on them now. Also, most of us listen we're reading the captions, we're in videos, or we're in private, so have captions on. You're also capturing the audio learner and the visual learner. So you're capturing both. Instagram Reels, no matter what, even if it's a video, put it in a reel instead of in a video. If you put it in a reel, you're more likely, and Facebook the same way, you're more likely to get captured in the reel. That's what they're all pushing. So I have reels on Facebook that are just now getting to like 1,000 views that I posted 3 weeks ago. So those allow you to stay in that momentum. YouTube Shorts is huge, you guys. YouTube Shorts, starting a YouTube channel, it's the same as uploading to Instagram. I love YouTube Shorts. LinkedIn videos, you only need to do like 3 a week. Mine do okay on LinkedIn. I do really good on Instagram and Facebook. Facebook, I'm doing much better on these days, so I'm having to lean back more into that. I don't do TikTok. I know TikTok is cool for a lot of people. I'm just too old and don't care. I also believe that China is running it, and I don't need China knowing anything else about me. I'm sure they know plenty. I'm boring and unorganized, so it's fine. I am actually really organized, but that's that. So what questions do you guys maybe have?
If I make a video, and can I post it the same video across all my social media?
Girl,
And
yes.
can I do it all? Is there a place to go to do it all at one time, or do I have to do separate places?
Your Instagram and Facebook, your daughter can show you that. Those two you can set them up that they go together.
Okay.
YouTube, I do have to go post that separately. As far as I know, there's not a Facebook. Now this StreamYard, my videos all go to YouTube. I don't think there's a place for all three.
Okay.
LinkedIn, you only have to do a couple times a week, but LinkedIn doesn't talk to anyone. So,
yeah.
And you have to set it up. You can do the same video, but you're going to use a totally different caption.
So Facebook and Instagram are together. Now, what is your thoughts on Pinterest? Because my demographic still uses it.
Oh, Pinterest is amazing. I'll send you the Ardent chats I did yesterday. Okay. Pinterest is fantastic, but Pinterest also is, it's more of an SEO tool. So what you're going to do, it's what my person taught me is Pinterest is as valuable as Google, but you don't want to put trending topics. Like if you've got a sale going on or something like that, it's where you're evergreen. So if you're teaching, you can put it on Pinterest as well.
Okay.
And I don't know. I'll have to go and ask her. I think she says to do Pinterest separately. Her name's Stephanie Reel. If you want to, she talks all about Pinterest, but she's still getting sales from the post she did 2 or 3 years ago. Mm-hmm. Pinterest is amazing. I didn't realize how amazing it was. I do a lot of Pinterest for, I do photo shoots for people. I'll say, hey, grab these photos. I can send you here's things that we need for IV hydration. I have a board for that. I had another guy, he's starting a coaching business. Here's your board. But for searching and for businesses, it's one of the most powerful. She doesn't even consider it a social media tool.
Yeah, I always like Pinterest. And I know a lot of course, the younger people I don't know if they're using it or not.
She says they are. She's like, there are more users on that. I've got to send you the video.
But I like Pinterest, and I've done several, when I did my branding board for my company, I used Pinterest to build the whole thing.
Yep.
So I did go in last week, I think, or the week before, and I was starting a business account and trying to get that up and running.
Yep.
I had watched a blog on another girl who said that when she started her business, she had lots of freebies, for her wellness company, and she had them on Pinterest and she had them on Instagram, so all that stuff. But that's some of the work we'll do together with tying that whole thing, the funnels and I don't get that whole thing.
Yeah. And there's some funnels and all that kind of stuff work for marketing programs. A lot of people are funnels are tricky just because you don't want to overwhelm people.
Right.
There's different ways to do it, but yes, getting people in, getting them in your email list, it does. Doing some cool things on Pinterest is unbelievable.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll send you that.
Okay.
All right, guys. Any more questions? Cause we've hit a little bit over. I said, I promised y'all 30 minutes and it was 35.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. For everybody, if you want the, video of this, you can send me an email. I'll get you into the portal. Everybody that signed up for the replay, I will get that to you sometime today.
Sounds good.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye.